Okay, it has been a very long time since I've done any kind of recording, and if you're hearing a fan in the background, it's because it is 33 degrees here, and my little closet is hotter than hot. So I have to have it on. But I just went up to the printers. It's either raining or way too hot when I want to go to the printers or buy paper. Interesting. And I got my prints. It was $80, and I thank all of you for paying to be a patron who helped. Oh, shaky. Helped me save my money to do this. And what I did was I did all of the colorways of these because I know I'm going to be doing some photographing, plus photographing because I'll be wanting some finished pieces for potential sales, I don't know, you know what I'm talking about. I haven't been on a video in a long time. And yeah. So I have all the different colorways here, and this was just taking up space. I couldn't quite get two of these in the same spot or on the same page. So these are some mattresses. So this is the little nightstand for the children's bedroom, and I think the copies came out pretty good. For these being laser copies, I think they came out excellent. And here this is the 3-drawer bureau that's got the holes here. Now I went ahead and made these on all of the ones that have holes, made them a little smaller or about the same size, knowing that I could cut them larger. I'd rather have them smaller so I can cut them larger than larger and then trying to figure out how to make them all fit. So you can see here I've got the drawers, and because this is just pretty simple, fold together, put this on the front. Although with mine, I'm probably going to be using some carton board or cardboard to put on the backs of these so they'll stay straight. And for some reason, this is one of my absolute favorite pieces. I cannot tell you exactly why. There's something about this piece in particular that I really like. This was a piece that was from the 40s. I based it on a 40s piece that I had seen, and you can see here it's got 5 drawers. There's the bottom that goes down here and the top that will go on top. The more difficult pieces are going to be the shelf pieces. I went ahead and left this wood in the background, knowing that you'd have to cut this out, mostly because I wanted to have these lines in here so you would know where to glue things. So once you have this all folded together, this piece can be glued in the back, and then you know where to put the shelves, if that makes sense. Because I was trying to figure out how to do that, and this just seemed like the best way to do it, because this is a pretty easy fold together. Here's the top, here's the side that goes in here and in here. There are 2 of those. I went ahead and made a front back piece and a back piece. And then like this long piece will go underneath here, and then down, there's one piece down here, and then 2 shelves that are just folded. And then of course the tall shelf just has many more shelves. And this one was large enough that I had to do it in 2 pieces. Now you'll notice there's some like spare wood there. Like, why did I do that? Because I may need some spare wood. Especially for pieces that I would want to photograph, for pieces that I want to use in any advertising. That's what I would be using them for. Now, the parts that just absolutely, I am so over the moon, they turned out so well. I was very nervous about them. These are the mattresses and the pillows for the bunk beds. Now, these are the bunk beds right here that will go with these. I did a blue and teal kind of thing. And in the post that I wrote, You can see all of the little dresses. I was so worried that they were going to come out like super pixelated. I was so careful with the files. Some of them are a little better than others, agreed. However, I was able to get them to about a 300 DPI, so they worked and they looked really well. The pink one is my favorite. This is, I think it's because of this dress right here. I adore this dress. It's the pink and yellow one. So there's that one. The purple one was difficult because trying to find, for these particular paper dolls, finding purple outfits was really, really, really difficult. There were only a few, and I really, for some of them, like this one right here is actually supposed to be pink and mauve, and I just fiddled with the color balance until I got it looking more purple. And I really like how the purples came out here for these pieces. The yellow turned out cute too. I love the little artist smock right there, and the one with the little pants. This little dress is adorable. And this is another little artist smock that I put in there. And then the yellow with all of the flowers and heart details. Because as you can see from here, this is a one piece and it folds up. This is the other end, so it's this piece, and then these two pieces get glued to the opposite sides here. These tabs go under, and this gets glued to the bottom side. And these little caps right here are what are supposed to go on the ends of the foldable pieces. Oh wow, those are really going to be hard to find. The gray lines did not show up really well, so I'm going to have to be really careful and do some more measurements, because I put some little gray lines in there so I could find them. Then this little piece, which is I just called Dolly Bed. I actually did two different sizes of this one. I found some Russian fairy tale illustrations from like the 1920s, maybe a little bit, well, maybe after that, maybe 20s, 40s maybe. And I thought they were so sweet that, and they were kind of color coded. So this one is the yellow one, and you can see I've got the little yellow Dolly Bed here. These just get folded in, these get pasted on the inside. Here's the bottom of the mattress. And you can see the first one that I found was this one, and you can probably guess why I liked this one. I love the little flowers, and that little kitty is so cute, and it goes with the little blue one. And then there was this sweet, it's like a little poem about a little boy who loves the birds. I just thought it was cute, so I used those. Here are the beds that gave me fits. These are the 1940s fold beds. I love how the rainbows turned out. I'm pleased that I used them. Another thing about me as a little kid, I was so in love with rainbows, and I had a pair of, if you're of a certain age and you watched Mork and Mindy, Robin Williams playing Mork had a pair of rainbow suspenders. I got those for Christmas in 1977. And I wore them until I couldn't wear them anymore. Basically, I wore them until I got boobs, and then, you know, suspenders don't look necessarily great on little girls with boobs. And I tried again to add in strips of wood as I needed it. I used the Marimekko for these. I had so wanted to use the strawberry pattern. These are their little pillows. I thought this one, the Primavera, or the lilac-y one, and this one, which I absolutely adore, and I can't think of her name right now. I would love to have a dress made in that. I'd have loved to have a dress made in any of them. So those are the beds, and then I did the step stool, and then I think I made it a little bit too big, but I'm not going to be mad at it right now. I really like how these illustrations turned out. And you can see I was trying to explain earlier that I don't just like create the illustration and do all the flowers and then just swap out the background colors, because I can't do that, because you can see here the flowers are all kind of purpley, and if I put that purple on the purple background, it's not going to work. So you can see I had to go through and change each individually. This may be one of the first pieces I make because I'm dying to find out if it looks as good as I think it should. This is the pillow for one of the beds from the Nandor Haunty stuff. The little toy chest I think turned out super cute. I love the illustrations on them, and I did a couple of different sizes. I know this one's a Doris Lyons Howard based piece, so I didn't change it around too much. I know it works, so I don't necessarily need to futz with it much, if you know what I mean. Then there is what I'm calling the Golden Cradle. This one, the reason I call it the Golden Cradle is because it's from a little golden afternoon craft book that I really kind of went nuts on. I added extra tabs, I added a whole bunch more artwork, I added some folds, and then these are the front rockers, or the head rockers, and the foot rockers. And I did 2 of these because I know that I'm going to have half of this for one of these. So each of these, of course, has all the flower bits in it. I like the blue one, I think, the best. And the yellow one a lot, too. So there's that one. Now, the other cradle I have is the one that's based on a Hans Christian Madsen piece. And I just went ahead and lined these all up. I ended up going back in and adding these pieces, which will go to the inside. You can see here they're lined up in 4s. So let me put that up a little bit here. So this piece, these 2 pieces will go on the inside. These 2 pieces will go on the inside here. So that's why it kind of looks strange and broken up. So I like how these turned out a lot. So I'm eager to put these together. Now, these are the bodies of them that just fold up, and they've got some tabs here. And these are some pillow pieces for the bunk beds. The chairs, once there's a point in which I need to go through and change around some of the orientation on these so I can get 4 to a page. I probably sat for half an hour trying to figure out how to get these 4 to a page, and it just wouldn't work. So for right now, I did 3 to a page. That gives me enough, figuring that for photographs, I probably use 2. So there's 1 that I can mess up. So these are the little chairs. These were, no, this was a Hamel piece. And as far as I can find, there's nothing else I can find about her. Now, you've seen the table, the little play table. I went ahead and put 2 on each page, and then I wanted to make a smaller, see if I could make a smaller version of this, since I do call it the dolly bed. I wanted a smaller version. So on all of these pieces, you can see I have just the smaller dolly bed. I didn't print out the little end pieces because I thought I might want to fart around with, something else. And again, I'm trying to I'm trying to cram as much stuff on here as I can without making myself nuts. I do like the yellow one of this one quite a bit, and I love the little raven with his little horn. Now that is all of the children's bedroom stuff. Over here, I had to get a big box because these are heavy. I have the Nandor Haunty pieces, and I actually think the first piece I want to make is the rocking chair. The rocking chair I'm really jazzed about, and I hope it works. These other pieces, like the little bookcase, I printed them out a little large, just because. Then I think this is the nightstand. I liked the fabric choice for that. So these fabric choices I just chose off of random sites that had things that I liked. I printed one really big because I wanted to see what it would look like. I think this one's my favorite rocking chair because you can see the fabric. I've got a couple of different versions of it. I just absolutely adore all of the realistic bits of botany on it. Because there's a part of me that would like, I mean, I liked this kind of wine color, but then there's also a part of me that wants to cover this with like felt and do some embroidery work because I think that would look really cute. This, okay, that's another bookcase. I have some pieces around here that are, I had to do some weird chopping jobs to get things to where they needed to go, if that makes any sense. Because I think in future, I would probably have these printed on 8.5 by 11, not 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 14 or 11 by 17, just so I have enough room. Here's the boudoir chair with all of the illustrated elements. These are the ends of the bed, which I'm really pleased with. I think they turned out really nice. I printed out 2 of them. Each of them using a flower garden quilt, grandmother's flower garden. My grandmother made me a grandmother's flower garden that was started by her mother, Anna Reinhardt, who used old baby dresses and shirts, and in my quilt are my mother's baby dresses, my grandfather's work shirts, you know, stuff like that. So I did 2 of them. I really like this one a lot, but the other one, this one is like more in the color family that of the one that I got, although mine has like reds and more yellows and weird greens and all kinds of blues and stuff. And then you can see more of, this is the back of the dressing table, the front of the dressing table, and the little stool that I made. And then I also just made some copies of wood in case, especially for like drawers. Do I want to put that stuff inside of drawers? I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So I have a lot of stuff to do. And I'm very pleased that I now have it all in front of me and I can actually start working on it, because I was starting to get a little stir crazy. Where did I put seriously, my studio is an absolute, like Warren. I went ahead and put together my next day planner, or my day journal. I did all the little weaving to hide my icky stitches. And it's not perfect. I really don't care. I realized it yesterday when I was putting this together, that it's like, I don't want it to be perfect because then I won't want to touch it. If it's a little messy, I'm cool with it. So I added on a flower sticker with a spider on it from one of my favorite local artists, and some stuff I got from the newspaper, and some cut paper stuff, and of course a Picame. And so far I've gotten this in. And my tabs are all in. My day stamps are all in. I just need to add some more color to it on the individual pages, because where's my current one? Yeah, like I said, this place is an absolute, seriously, it's a goat exploded in here. This is my current one. And you can see I've got plums and spiders, and this is, I add more to the pages as I go, writing down what I do. Although there's sometimes where it's like, working on flower files, correcting in GIMP. Wow, that was exciting. I also had a haircut that day. But then going into what I'm posting and all that kind of stuff. I also have a tab for my accounts, my passwords, my prescriptions, because my prescriptions have gotten a little bit more interesting. So I end this one end of June. This one begins July 1st. That also reminds me, everything is copacetic health-wise. I am, for right now, they're treating my cough as an allergy. and I am on a medication to help me not cough. And as you can tell, I'm not coughing. And that's very good. So that's what I'm doing. I have some other stuff that can help me out if I need it, like an inhaler and some other stuff. But for right now, everything is good. And I'm sure you are very tired of staring at this right here. So I'll pan up and you can see, it's a goat exploded. A goat exploded. It's just everywhere. There's my neon doll. I love her very much. She's very pretty. She's got very soft hair and she's got little freckles that I like. All my stuff here. So, and there's sweet girl right there. She will never move from my desk. So I'm gonna leave you, and hopefully I will be showing you what the furniture looks like soon. I have some plans this weekend, so you may not see anything until Sunday or Monday. Okay? Thank you so much for sticking with me, patrons, and I will see you in the next video.